Leaves turning yellow on hollies and other evergreens. Yellowing leaves on Nellie Stevens hollies. A Nellie Stevens holly has a broad, pyramidal growth habit with lustrous, dark green leaves. However, sometimes these leaves turn yellow. In this case here, this is perfectly natural. These trees have been dug, and when they get dug, they usually do lose some of their leaves. As you can see, predominantly it is covered by new growth. But until that new growth comes out and flushes more, you may see that the tree might be just a little empty. There is some of the old leaves that fall into the ground, but that's natural. And it kind of makes like a little bed around the trees. So don't be worried about that. It happens naturally. If it would be planted in the ground, it would be on top of the roots, and that in itself would give it some mulch. As you can see, the new growth comes out, and as the new growth comes out more, it will fill in the holes that you see in the trees. This is natural for hollies. Nothing to worry about. This is the new growth, and the new growth will come out and look nicer and nicer each year. Now we're going on to skip laurels. This is what skip laurels should look like. There's lots of new growth on it. Nice green, shiny leaves. In time, these guys, they start to lose some of their interior leaves. And you'll see that's a real good example in front of you of yellowing of leaves on skip laurel. This happens because the plant is growing and it cannot support all of the foliage. So the plant reacts by getting rid of the leaves that are not as productive. All evergreens do that. After the leaves fall off, the yellow leaves hit the ground and they turn brown. Again, they do cover the ground, acting like mulch. Arborvitaes with yellowing. This is an example of an emerald green. It's very dense. It does have some needles in the inside that are turning brown. That is a reaction, again, just like the skips. This here is a technique. This is a little bit more pronounced, but it is a different kind of arborvitae. Although it may not look good, it is a natural occurring thing. White pine needles turning yellow. Now, white pines is notorious for having fall needle loss in the fall. This picture is taken in the fall, and if you see the yellow needles, that is natural. Every now and then when you dig a white pine in the spring, they do have that. That's just a part of the nature of the beast. Keeping plants healthy with proper watering. This is not what you want your plant to look like. If it gets to this point, it's not good. You'll have dieback on it. If you look at the two plants here, the one to the left is good, the one to the right is not good. The one to the right does not have enough water. We can tell that because of the leaf angle of it. You see how the leaves are drooping? That's not right. The leaves should be more erect. What we call in the nursery business is called the permanent wilting point. If it gets to the permanent wilting point, it will not be recovered with water. So, if you see it wilting, put a little bit of water on it, that will reverse it. What was wrong with this plant is that its water line fell off. It needs to be corrected. We just reattach the spike to the water, put it back onto the plant, and make sure it gets water. Because if it wilts too much, it gets to the point where it will not come back. So we might have to make sure it does not end up like this. This is past where it can come back. There is some parts that are still good, but the plant is too stressed out and there's not been enough water, whether it's been too much water and drowned the roots or not enough at all. Do not rely on natural rainfall. The first year that you plant a plant, you cannot rely on the rain. There's a couple reasons for that. First off is that if there's a light amount of rain, it may not get any water to the roots. The leaves may block it. Most of our plants that we grow, the foliage extends past where the root ball goes to. Therefore, the rain coming down does not get to where the roots are. So we have to make sure that whatever plant, wherever you get it from, that when you put it into the ground, that it receives enough water. Vigilance is your best defense. Always keep track of how much water and how moist the plant is.